Hey, what's up? I'm Zoe. Welcome back to my channel. Today is a great day because I am filming my first video of 2024. So today we are going to be going through my hopeful TBR for 2024. The reason why I'm focusing solely on my physical TBR today is because I have put myself on a book buying ban. I have so many books on my physical TBR. I need more space, so I need to read these books. Randomly picked books off of the shelf and just kind of was like, listen, this cover I've been looking at for way too long. This one I've been looking at way too long. I went through a phase where I wanted to read this. Why didn't I read it? So we're just here to talk about all of that and how I need to, hopefully by the end of the year, get through all of these books. Or at least a good portion of them. I don't know what's more realistic. Okay, and also I don't know what majority of these books are even about. So we're just gonna chat and see how it goes. First up we have The Woman in Me by Britney Spears. I know, and I have not read this. Like, this should have been my immediate read. As soon as it was available, I should have been listening to the audiobook. I know. I love Britney, my queen. I remember going to see her when I was younger in concert. I was way too young to be at that show, but like, I was there. I was in the house. I'm rooting for her always. I am always team Britney. As long as she is happy and safe and healthy, I am happy. Like, you know, this is my girl. It's not that long, so I really feel like I should be able to get to it and to get through it. Fingers crossed. Next up I have Jade City. I have been looking at this book for years. It's the only one I have in the series. Hopefully they have not changed these freaking covers in the time since I have purchased this paperback. I read the first chapter. I remember doing that. And then I just put it down and I never got back to it. It's not even that the first chapter was bad. I don't even think that there was anything really in the first chapter to make me feel like, you know, I shouldn't read this book. I can't get back to this book. But here I am. Still have not read this book, so I really need to get to it. I think, isn't this only a duology? Or is it a trilogy? Well, there's another book. I think it's only two. Like, it's only two books. I should be able to get through this. At some point during December, November, I don't know, one of those months, I read the first book in this trilogy. Wait, what is the first one even called? A Curse So Dark and Lovely? Is that what it's called? I have no idea. Which one's the new one? Is this the new one? I don't know. You know. I don't know. But I'm gonna read both of these books this year. It kind of pains me because these are both hardcovers and the book I read was a paperback, which is gonna bother me, and I think that bothers me more than the fact that I haven't read these yet. First one was pretty good. I don't think it was something that I was super obsessed with, which is probably why I haven't like rushed to read these yet. The books are really, really pretty, and now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, I really do need to find that first book in hardcover, because what do you mean? What do you mean? We have to... It can't be a paperback next to these. Oh, this is another book that I honestly need to get... How has this not happened yet? I feel like I remember always seeing people recommend this with Jade City. I feel like those kind of have the same crowd, I guess, who rave about them. At least back when I bought these books. So both of these I really, really want to get to. I remember having so much interest in them when I initially bought them and when I first got into Book Talk. Not Book Talk. Book Talk, I don't know who in Book Talk is talking about this, honestly. That's probably a side of Book Talk I still have not ventured into, because I feel like you're stuck. You're stuck in that first few layers of Book Talk who recommend certain type of books, and then it's very hard to get off of that or to stay onto other sides. It really is sometimes, and they like sneak in there. Anyway, book 2, and yeah, I would just love to at least read the first book of this in like Jade City and just see what it's about and see if I can read fantasy like that. I mean, I really do like fantasy. I used to only read it, so I don't know why I'm here questioning if I'll enjoy it. I'm sure I will. It's just I love a touch of romance in everything I read. I don't know why. Dune. Me and my friends went to see Wonka, and like we were obsessed with Timothée Chalamet. You know, I've always loved Zendaya, that's my girl, but I never watched Dune. I was like, that is just way over my head. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, it's worth a shot, but this is the cover that has Zendaya and Timmy on it, so you know, like, why not? You know, there are some very, very beautiful special editions of Dune. Very beautiful. Every single time I go into Barnes, I see them and I'm just like, there's this one in particular that has like this blue like kind of like an aquamarine color on this, on the pages. Need that, but I would have to read the book first to justify that purchase. So, you know, maybe we will read Dune. Definitely not before that movie comes out though. No, no, no. But maybe we will watch the movie. See, I'm starting to build a theory about me and watching the adapted content and then reading the book because I think that works out better, because then I can have something in my mind when I'm reading the book and motivate me to get through and to get to certain topics. Long shot. Oh my gosh, I need to buy the other 2 books that are in this trilogy. You guys know that in 2023 I fell in love with Kennedy Ryan's writing when I read Before I Let Go, and I know that was one book, but it was love at first sight, and I never got back around to reading the rest of her backlog. So I really want to tackle that as soon as possible. This is a basketball series, so I feel like this should be really, really fun, and when I get the other 2 books, I'll read all of them. It'll be a great, great time. The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. I know that this trilogy, I have all 3 books, but we're obviously just showing the first one. I really think that I may as well read this in order, because for the longest time I had Terms and Conditions, which is the second book, and that was the one like everyone was super, super hype about. Like that was the one that really, I feel like, put this on the map. Like this one I didn't really hear much about, but when Terms and Conditions came out, everyone was talking about it, it felt like. So I don't really remember hearing too much about the last one. Like I did, but then it kind of died off very quickly. But Terms and Conditions always came up. So that one I know is fire. But I think that I've taken enough time that I may as well read them in order. The Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi. I saw the octopus on the cover. You know, I always seem to be attracted to covers that have kind of like magical, mystical creatures on the cover, and I do say that because this is a huge ass octopus. I don't know if they get this big. I doubt it. I doubt it. I don't think I ever remember learning about them getting this large, so that's why I say kind of like a magical, mystical. Like if there's a dragon on a cover, I'm probably going to be prone to be interested. I might look at it a few more times, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, there's this huge octopus on here. That is what that is, right? Yeah. Yeah. So I will be reading this eventually. It will happen. I know it will. I am ashamed of myself, actually. No explanation for myself as to why I haven't read this. I don't. You know how bad it is? I read the first chapter. I still have the tabs in the book. The tabs have been in the book for the past, what, year? I think I tried to start this in 2023. I read the first chapter and did not go back. I made a tab and everything, and I've just left it in here. I've moved this book from my TBR shelf to my TBR cart to being on my TBR shelf that is color coordinated. Like I even started tabbing this. There's three tabs on here. That's sad. That's really sad. I have the second book though, bookmarked, so like I'm all ready to go if I ever get to that one. Is there gonna be a third book? I don't know. I'm assuming it's gonna be a trilogy because I feel like that's what always happens, but like I know I should have read it. I know. Don't tell me. I will get to it, I promise. Obviously the Percy Jackson series. I have been watching the show. I felt like this time around I'm not going to play any games with people because I know that online they love to spoil stuff. It's very hard to avoid spoilers, and especially since I feel like with the algorithms, I am the type of person who would be interested in a show like this, so I get why they would push it towards me. Even when like the teasers were coming out, I got tons of push of things like Percy Jackson, because yeah, I get why you would think I would have read that or I would be interested in the series. I was actually talking to my mom and she was like, I think you did own those books. So maybe I did read it and I just have no memory of it. But either way, I mean, that would check out because I don't remember a lot of things. Some things I just like randomly like blocked out of my mind. Like I know I read A Series of Unfortunate Events because I have the books and I remember reading it. Like I know the concept, but then I'm like, what happened in those books? I couldn't tell you. I don't know which one was my favorite. Like I don't know. So anyways, I really want to read the Percy Jackson series and I think it will be fun, and I am not going to touch this until the series is done and I have finished it, because I think that would just be the best way to go about it. Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse. Honestly, I have just had this for so long and I miss the waves of reading this, so I just want to read it. I don't even remember what it's about, but I love this cover. I just loved the vibe that everyone gave when they were reading this. I don't even know if this is like a series. I don't know if it was just a standalone, but I want to read this. Brandon Sanderson's Mistborn. This is, I think, one of the newer cover, I think. Yeah, I want to get to this because I really do want to be a Brandon Sanderson girl. I feel like so many people are, and I just kind of am so curious as to what the hell goes on in his books. I know that it's like very high fantasy, and I really did like if you know, you know, but I was so obsessed with the Skyward series, and then I just had no more interest in it. So I really just want to try again and see. So hopefully that happens and it works out and we have fun. But I love how like floppy this book is. It's so delicious. Last but not least, we have Honey and Spice. Now this is a book that I feel like I've seen on so many people's raving top books of the year list for multiple years, and I still have not read it. I have the audiobook, so I really have no excuse. I got it on Audible and like I should have read it a long time ago, but I haven't, and I'm sorry, but I am going to get to this year. This is happening. I have no excuses anymore. It will be read. I hear it's really good, and I hear that the audiobook is so good. I remember somebody left a comment about that for me on the video, and I was just like, okay, and that's why I got it, and I still haven't read it, and I'm so sorry, but I'm gonna get to it, I promise. Those are all of the books that I have that are on my immediate physical TBR that I really want to read. I can't wait for this reading year. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of reading vlogs, so be sure to subscribe so that you can come back and you can watch and you can see the chaos of me reading these books. I hope that the reading year is off to a great start for you. I have not started yet, honestly, which is concerning. Don't count me out yet. I will be catching up. That is everything. Give this video a thumbs up, leave some great comments, and subscribe if you have not already. Thank you so much for watching. Bye! Okay, we're not gonna ramble too much. I don't remember how majority of these books, what they're, oh my god.
Only living the dreams, baby.